Okay, I wanted to create this little sneaky video just to reset your mindset in terms of spending money on yourself, saving money, trying to do this on a budget. Now, body transformations can cost a lot of money that you perceive of upfront. What I like to typically point out and bring back into your frame of reality is that it's all about perspective. Now, I've given you some personal training secrets. I've given you ways of buying gym gear at cheap rates or working out from home. In terms of food, it's going to come down to you creating and manually fixing your 80-20 recovery dieting lists. So, for instance, for the longest amount of time, I've been buying Halo Top ice creams. I've been eating one almost every single day for the last 4 months. They cost about $9 Australian per tub, and that's on top of all my other food expenses. So every week I'm spending about $70 a week on ice cream. What the fuck? What I have just recently done is switch to low-fat chocolate mousse and then putting that in the freezer. It costs $2 for 2 tubs of little chocolate mousses, less calories. I've essentially quartered my price of dessert per week, and that's been a nice little fix to come up against that big expense. In terms of big expense, what I want to reframe and change your perspective about in terms of food and body transformation and weight loss, weight gain, you might be in a different situation if you say in a low paying job or a student, but I really want you to start considering. This comes from a book called, I think it's The 4-Hour Body by Tim Ferriss. Something that I did back in the day, but one of his lessons that has stuck with me is you got to think of paying extra money as your health tax. What does Tim refer to when he says this? It's like you either pay your health tax now and lose the weight or gain the curves and spend the money up front now, or you spend it later on in life in terms of hospital bills, extra equipment, so walking frames, missed opportunities if you were more aesthetically pleasing and more physically confident in yourself, not going for that role, that job, because you lack confidence, which stems from the way you perceive, the way you look, and if you only looked better, you'd feel better, blah, 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 blah. And then you start going out for things that you want more in life. I want you to start realizing that you can't afford not to spend money to get a body transformation. And a really cool mindset around this. So whenever you're like, oh fuck, I have to spend $3 to $4 on a protein bar instead of spending $1 on a chocolate bar at the checkout. No, this is my health tax. This is what I pay for leveling up in life and not settling for less because I deserve more. Another aspect I want you to start framing is old you thinking versus future you thinking. Now, you wouldn't take financial advice from someone who is homeless. Let's just be real. I really apologize if you've been in that situation or if you know someone who has, but harsh reality, let's just stop being a bit of a snowflake about it. You wouldn't take financial advice from someone who's homeless. You currently, if you're overweight or underweight and your goal, your dream is to be slimmer, trimmer, curvier, more physically attractive to yourself and others. So you're doing it for yourself and for others around you, your future family, your future self. You wouldn't take dieting advice and workout advice, I hope you wouldn't, from someone who's has a track record of being unmotivated, undisciplined in their diet, undisciplined in their workouts. That is you. That is the habits that you have created up until this point, up until joining the booty building challenge. Don't take your own advice. Don't take your own emotions when it comes to eating, motivation, and discipline. It's such a psychological hack. So if you're lying in bed and you know, oh damn, I just don't feel like getting up, I just don't feel like working out, a little hack, a little trick that I have is, like, on my phone, I have my goals written on the background of my phone. So when the alarm goes off, my goals are there, and they are so powerful that they get me up. Like, no, don't take advice from the person who's lying here, trying to wake up, trying to hold myself back from accomplishing what I need to. Remember, okay, I have to live every day, every week like there is no tomorrow, because it's a crazy world where life can happen and maybe you or your loved one might not be here next week. You have to live every day to the fullest, and you can't take your own current advice and motivations when it comes to diet and exercise. So you're at the checkout aisle, oh, that's a bit expensive. No, that's you and your old way of thinking. Now, obviously, if you are on a budget because you just don't have the money, or you're a student and you're living off crumbs and you don't really have much time to work out, to get another job, and to earn that money, I recommend trying to cut costs elsewhere. So easy if you're a student, like literally, instead of buying the good stuff of alcohol or other things, you're gonna have to cut back and buy the cheap shit. Go to Aldi or like low budget alcohol stores, like things like that. It's just gonna save you. If you can save an extra $50 to $100 a week, go thrift shopping for clothes to spend on your physical body, physical health, physical mindset. You've got to do it. You got to prioritize it, and you can make a bloody day out of it. Put it on Instagram. Get a crew around together. Yeah, exactly. Go do meal plan shopping with people around you. And cut back on, like, just buy the cheap makeup stuff for 3 months. And this goes for people who are working professionals. This can be a good reset button to be like, okay, what am I spending money on? Where is my budget going? Do I live above my means? Like, is my rent too much? Like, could I be saving an extra $150 a week on rent and bills if I lived with one extra person, and then they cut off like the internet, the bills, the rent? If I just moved somewhere else, somewhere nice, but with an extra roommate, maybe I'd save a bit more money. On the flip side, if we're talking about new you, new mindset, new lifestyle, new body, maybe it's time for an assessment of your career. Something that can happen, and I've been victim to it so many times, is that you stop looking for a new job or a new career after you've started, after you're like 3 or 4 months into your current job. You're in a routine, you're in a system, you're in a habit. You just don't want to F up at work. You don't want to get fired. You've got a good steady stream of income. It's reliable. Anxiety is down. Comfortability is up. And you can predict, okay, for the next month, next 2 months, I have this amount of money coming in. But now you're kind of just stagnant. I recommend like seeing what other job opportunities are out there every 6 months. A simple thing you can do is just pop your resume up and make it public on things like seek.com here in Australia, and people start getting in touch with you. Recruiters start getting in touch with you without you having to actively put out your resume. And you don't have to put in a reference on your resumes until they ask to do an interview with you. It's really pivotal that you start becoming a new person. And that's, hopefully this booty building challenge sparks more than just your body, but a new lifestyle. I myself, like, one of my biggest driving factors with doing this is time, freedom, greater income. Like, these are my personal selfish reasons. And on top of literally being able to help, instead of just training five to six people in person per week, I can now train so many more people in terms of challenges, reach a greater audience, more people in my one-on-one product, and give you an amazing like membership area and base. So once you start putting, okay, instead of me saving money, how can I make more money? Now we're in a whole nother ball game. So yeah, really wanted to just put this mindset to you, instead of saying, no, this costs too much. No, I can't afford to buy that Halo Top ice cream. Make cuts where you can in terms of food, but don't sacrifice your end goal, like your body transformation, your health tax, your future confidence, the future you, for an extra $50. Because let's do a nice little reframe. A really cool book for this as well is called Be Obsessed or Be Average by Grant Cardone. I think I've got it in our audio book recommended list if you want to check that out. Like, what would be, and what's something that's expensive? I'm not talking about food. Like, what's if I was to give, like, what's a number that's something expensive in your mind, in your frame of mind? So is it spending $1,000 on a personal development course expensive? Some people say yes. I was bartending for a long time, and the amount of people that would come in and buy 3 espresso martinis and spend $21 on each martini, and then do 3 shots. So this is just someone doing a shout for a friendship group for 2 other people that they're out in the club with. These girls would come up, 3 espresso martinis, 3 shots. It comes to 33 plus 63. Literally $96 on 6 drinks. But they're drunk. They're, woo, let's keep going. Next, then find a lad to come over and pay for the rest of their drinks for the rest of the night. But they're buzzed and done. And then go spend $15 on a kebab that night. And then a $10 Uber share home. So we're talking about, I know you spend $200 a week elsewhere. I want you to start reframing your mind. You can spend, you aim to spend up to $900 a month on food, $30 a day on food. It's a good, I think, is that right? $30 a day? Yeah, $30 a day on food. If you're not there yet, we'll build up to it. And if you don't need to, this video wasn't for you. Start looking at this as your health tax. Like, the amount of money that's going into the systems throughout the entire world, because people are overweight, they're diabetic, heart disease being like a major factor of death and illness, like cancer. Like, you can't tell me that it doesn't have something to do with weight and quality of foods that you're eating and stress levels. So cool, let's take this mindset into the rest of the course. Let's do a lifestyle and mindset transformation as well as a body transformation. Cheers, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Hopefully it gave you a bit of a couple of different perspectives. Cheers, guys. Bye. Oh, I am still recording. Damn.